Hi everybody, this is methlokaiju, and today we'll be taking a look at a Jurassic World figure that Hasbro has given us. And this is, I guess, one of the rarer ones, surprisingly, because I haven't actually seen any reviews of this guy. I've just seen an unboxing. But today we'll be reviewing the Bashers and Biters Jurassic World Hasbro Allosaurus. Now, the same thing goes with the Allosaurus Bashers and Biters figure. This figure is somewhat rare on YouTube. So, I don't know if many people have this or something. But I just don't see many stuff about this guy on YouTube. Just reveals that this guy's gonna come out and all that stuff. But I haven't really seen any reviews of it. Just one of them only, which was an unboxing video. But anyway, let's get started with the review. Now, the first thing I normally do in my reviews is history, but since history doesn't really make any sense for any dinosaurs, so I'm just going to take that out completely for any Jurassic World videos I'm going to do. But the next thing we will do, and that is detail. Detail on this guy is alright. He's a pretty good detailed figure. First, let's start with the face. Looks really cool, surprisingly. We see the little eye right there, and surprisingly, it's actually very well done, the face. We see those little horns or whatever, which is scientifically accurate. And I'm not mentioning that horrible Fox show or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, it looks very nice. The color scheme, I wish it was, a different color. I mean, yellow and red is cool, but I probably prefer a different color for this figure, honestly. But anyways, yeah, look at all that little detail. Really like the back. Look at that. Looks really good. It extends all the way to the tail. Really nicely detailed. Looks like a crocodile kind of skin. And then we see the JW logo. And then we have the scar mark right there, which I guess is permanent since, there's no little attaching piece or whatever. The arms are pretty cool. They have little red dots right there. The feet are also pretty nice. Pretty good muscle detail and all that stuff. Yeah, overall pretty nice. And the tail right here, similar to that of the head, looks very cool. One thing I do not like is the other side has peg holes, or screw holes, which is really pathetic. So this really sucks that they have peg holes, or screw holes. So I'm probably gonna have to deduct the point from that. But overall, it looks pretty cool. And one thing I do have a problem with this figure is that the stance is kind of hard. It normally likes to fall. I'm surprised it didn't fall that time. But yeah, it normally likes to fall a lot. So you have to put it either in this stance, or you can put it in another stance. But I'm not going to do it right now just in case it falls. So yes, that is detail. So detail is very good, surprisingly, for this figure. In my opinion, the best one of the Bashers and Biters series. It could rival the Stegoceratops, but I'm not really sure. They're probably tied, both of them. So overall detail, very good. Except for the screw holes, which really sucks. Okay, now let's go to articulation. Now, articulation for this guy is actually pretty good. I believe it is the most articulated Jurassic World figure. The most articulated Allosaurus figure, I believe. I'm not really sure. But first off, the head, well, you can move it manually if you want, but it goes side to side. If you put it over here, it just goes back, I guess, which is kind of lame. And also, the jaw also opens, but it just goes right back, which this whole part is in use later on. The neck is also the same thing. It goes just right back. Very smart articulation there. The arms can actually rotate 360, even though they do get in the way of the neck. So you have to be careful of that. The legs also rotate 360 all the way, I believe. Actually, no, not all the way, because the actual toy actually blocks the articulation. So that's the leg movements. And then we have the tail, which if you put it down, that's when that's when the neck goes up and it does the jaw opening. And if you do it side to side, that's when it moves its head. So that's pretty cool. And this is the same with the other or some of the other Bashers and Biters figure. So that's pretty cool. Please. Okay, thank you. So overall articulation is pretty good. It's not flawed whatsoever. I mean, it does kind of suck how it reverts back just like that. But, you know, that's why the tail is here for. So, you know, nothing really bad for articulation. Next thing will be superpowers, but I won't be able to do that since dinosaurs don't really have any superpowers. Unless, you know, maybe they have a, you know, venomous bite or something, somewhat to the, you know, similar to the T-Rex or whatever. But Allosaurus, we're not really sure, so most likely didn't have any superpowers. Just the Bifrost, I guess, or something. I don't know, whatever. Okay, next thing, let's go to sizing. Now, sizing I won't be too critical about since, you know, it's an Allosaurus figure and it's by Jurassic. It's by Hasbro. And, you know, they tend to not have very good sizing. And plus, I don't have any other Bashers and Biters. So, come on, Stan. Okay, there we go. Yeah. As mentioned, it's really hard for this guy to stand. Okay, there we go. Okay, first off, let's size him up with a dinosaur versus what can you call it? Vehicle sets dinosaur. And right here we have the Indominus Rex. As you can see, the Indominus Rex is overall bigger than Allosaurus. So I don't know if this is good sizing or not. Most likely this is good sizing, but you know, this is just, you know, showing off to you guys how big Allosaurus really is. So there's Indominus Rex. Damn. Okay, next we have the, I forgot what this one's called, but the T-Rex, this guy. He's pretty big. And yes, the Allosaurus is dwarfed by the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So that's that. Next, I set him up with a 6-inch Godzilla figure for you guys can, you know, kind of know exactly how big he is. And here is the Memorial Box Meltdown Godzilla. As you can see, Allosaurus is a tiny bit smaller. If you count the tail, I'm not really sure. I believe it's smaller either way. Yeah, pretty sure. So Allosaurus is a tiny bit smaller. And if you want a more exact detail, or excuse me, sizing, here is the Bandai Muto. As you can see, Allosaurus is a tiny bit bigger than the Muto. So I have to say Allosaurus is maybe 5.5 inches maybe, or if not just 5 inches, somewhere around there. Because I don't really have my measuring tool right here right now, so I can't really say specifically what the exact sizing is. But I have to say maybe from 5 to 5.5 inches. So pretty good sizing, I guess, or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad, but you know, just for you guys, you know, can know how big he is. Okay, so that is sizing. So sizing, I guess, is good. You know, he's a pretty well-sized figure. Okay, now let's go to rarity. Surprisingly, this figure is kind of rare. Whenever I went to Toys R Us, there was only one Allosaurus figure and one Pachycephalosaurus figure. So I guess I have to say that this Bashers and Biters figure, as well as the Pachycephalosaurus, which I do not have, is rare. I'm not gonna say super rare, since you know not a bunch of time has been, not a bunch of time has passed since the release of these figures. So I can't really say super rare, but I'm just gonna say it is rare. Unlike the Stegoceratops and Spinosaurus and all that stuff. Okay, now let's go to score. Score for this guy. I probably have to give this guy a 8 out of 10. Now, the reason why I give him an 8 out of 10 is because, first off, the screw holes are really noticeable, and the fact that it cannot stand well is another problem. So that's why I give him an 8 out of 10. But I do have to say that this is probably the best Bashers and Biters figure. I'm not really sure about Stegoceratops because I heard he's also really good, but I don't have him right now. So, you know, I'm not really sure. But, in my opinion, this is probably even better than Stegoceratops. Detail-wise and all that stuff, and just overall everything. So I probably have to, you know, say that this is probably the best Bashers and Biters so far. because there's most likely going to be more Bashers and Biters. But that's basically all for this video. Please tell me comment below, what are your thoughts on this Jurassic World Bashers and Biters Allosaurus? And do you think there will be a bigger, badder version of Allosaurus? Maybe even a repaint version of Allosaurus? Please tell me comment below. Anyways, and for this video, subscribe, like, and comment. This is methlokaiju, signing out.